It's your local home for classic hits, 99.3 WQVR. Doc Siddall, our friends at the American Legion Post 184 in Webster, Dudley, up off of School Street on Houghton Street, have a whole calendar of events that we've been talking about, including all the Fish Fry Fridays. Lent might be over, but they're still doing fish and chips every Friday afternoon. Live music. Saturday nights with no live band, you can catch DJ Inc., and you can be the star at karaoke at the American Legion Post 184. But today, I have the pleasure. I told you guys I was looking up some information on Planet Pro Wrestling, and I'm here today with Chris.
How's it going, guys? How's it going, Doc?
Doing very well. Thank you for joining us on the show today. We've got a pro wrestling show. It's coming to Webster.
We do. Yeah, Webster's hot for pro wrestling, so we're excited to bring our brand to it. A little bit different than what Webster's used to, but I think it's going to be a great night of family fun pro wrestling.
What's the night? It's at the Legion Post.
So it's May 11th. Doors open at 6:15. Show starts at 7. So we're trying to give people plenty of time to get food and drink and grab their seats. $20 general admission. So just find a seat and plop yourselves down and enjoy a fun night of pro wrestling.
Planet Pro Wrestling, local to Massachusetts?
Local to Massachusetts, yeah. We started around, I think, 10 years ago, working closely with the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Connecticut.
That's the first time I've heard about you guys.
Yeah, and so Wishes on Wheels is the organization that we work with. Huge shout-out to them for putting stock in us, and we've been doing that for 10 years. We donate our time one Sunday in the fall, and it's a good time with their convoy that they have going on there.
So what can we expect? What sets Planet Pro Wrestling aside from some of what you might see on television?
My idea for Planet Pro was just trying to give people a stage. I've always wanted to give newcomers a stage. Young guys that are hungry. Being a young grizzled vet still in my mind, I just want to give people an opportunity and a stage to work on their craft. That revolving door to just be like, hey, guess what? Come in, work hard, let people see you. Hopefully people get noticed and work.
Everybody's got to start somewhere, and I think I was around, and I think I might have saw some of yours start.
You did, yeah, very long time ago. 2001 is when I started, and I think from what we've talked about, we heard each other in 2006, I believe it was.
And sorry, I got to put in a brief pause here. When was is this your first time being interviewed on the radio in the back of a convenience store? Because I've got to go take a customer.
Facts.
WQVR, Doc Siddall, brought to you by Doc Stop, Thompson Road, Webster.
Matter of fact, Doc Stop's the area's newest convenience store, 195 Thompson Road in the town of Webster. And if you came in, we have several of these flyers for the Planet Pro Wrestling show. It's even got a QR code. If someone were to scan that on their phone, Chris, where would it take them?
So it takes them right to buy tickets. Right, that link is right there. And you can just purchase your tickets ahead of time. Secure your spot because space is limited for this show.
Yeah, chances are it may very well be a sellout, so I don't think we want to wait and be the walk-up crowd for this one.
No, definitely not.
May 11th at the Webster Dudley American Legion. And who are we going to see in action? So what are some of the names?
So I've got a good buddy of mine I've known for years, Zach Boulay. He is a veteran of this business. We've toured many towns together. We've got Clipper Jones, who's a fresh young face out of Connecticut. We've got this team called The Collective out of, I think, New Hampshire they are. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's New Hampshire. I've got guys from New York coming in that have, which is awesome about having like social media, right? Social media is huge. Mm-hmm. And they contacted us, I think, a year or two ago. And so when we're putting the show together, we're just like, you know what? We want to bring in faces from all over that have contacted us when we weren't even, promoting stuff, and they were going to come in for the Wishes show. So got guys from New York coming. I've got Big Juicy coming in.
I'm assuming they're from New York, so they're going to be bad guys, and we're going to boo them.
I don't know.
Well, because the natural rivalry.
Yeah.
Yankees suck, so you would think everybody from New York.
You know what? I don't know if I should put this on the radio, but I'm a Yankees fan, so I know. I'll blame my father for that one. And then I got some of my students from Holyoke. We all wrestle. For Kevin Landry over the Pro Wrestling Combine.
Kevin Landry.
Yeah, Kevin Landry, an old school name. Yeah, so he is my trainer. We practiced twice a week in Holyoke, and I've got 3 or 4 of my students coming in to work the show as well. So it's a big circle of good stuff going on.
I see we've got some women on the flyers. There's going to be a women's match?
Yes, there is going to be a women's match. Yep, our starlets are going to be a foundation for this company. We got Big Juicy and Liv coming in for the first time. I've never seen her work, but she's been making waves. So between her and Juicy, I think that's going to be a really good match.
Here we are in Webster from the Doc Stop Studios, and this wrestling show is going to be at the Webster American Legion. There are some people in the town of Webster that may very well know you from your other gig.
I do, yeah. So I work for the Webster Public Schools. I am one of the IT guys. I work at the middle school mostly. But yeah, so all the kids there kind of have seen my room and have asked me about wrestling, and I was hesitant at first to tell them this is what I do and this is what I like to do, but it's been getting out there with staff and the students, and once the kids know that I do wrestling, it's like that bridge of the gap, I guess, and
nice.
You can talk about it, and they get excited, so they also like just come and talk to me. It's like, hey, did you watch wrestling on Monday, or did you watch the pay-per-view and stuff? So it's like, for them to want to come to talk to me about wrestling, I'll talk about wrestling all day, so for them to want to come and talk to me about it, it's really fun, and it's just like, okay, like they love it as much as I do, and it brings that passion back, I guess.
Wow, that's funny, because I run into something a little different. Here we are, the station that plays it's your local home for classic hits, and all these kids today, they love music, but I don't think they love the old people music that we're kicking over. At least wrestling is a timeless thing.
It's a timeless thing, because I even asked some guys, like, hey, do you know this person and whatever else? I'm like, yeah, like, well, I've worked with this person before, like,
awesome.
And it's like, oh wow, that's pretty cool, like, oh, you know who Diamond Dallas Page is? And I'm like, yeah, well, on my phone I'll bring it up and I'll show them what I did, and like, oh, like that's crazy, and it's fun. I love wrestling. It's just
amazing.
It's just one of those amazing art forms that doesn't get enough credit, I guess, sometimes.
So these kids, they're going to be able to join up the show. This is an all ages venue.
So all ages venue. I try to keep it family friendly. I love having a little bit of something for everybody, and so we encourage families to come. We love just performing for everybody. I think that sometimes it's more fun to wrestle in front of kids than it is sometimes adults. Because the imagination factor, the awe factor of everything of what we do is still so like new to them. And it just makes it so much more fun.
None of those like snarky guys in their late 20s that try to hijack the show with their chants and everything.
Yes,
right? Keeps a little bit more pure.
It happens everywhere, right? Yeah, there have been yes, and try to make it all about what they're doing instead of just enjoying the show for what it is. But
yes, it's a clever take. You should save that for Twitter and not for the live audience.
Be a social media keyboard warrior instead. Yeah.
Gotcha. So May 11th, we have arrived. It is Planet Pro Wrestling. Chris, are you gonna lace them up?
That was we are 2.5 weeks away ish, and I decided that yes, I was going to work the show. So Furio Falcone, the alter ego of myself, will be in action that day. I don't know what I'll be doing, but I'll be doing something, and we're gonna make it a good night.
Furio Falcone.
Furio Falcone, yep, the former Italian soccer sensation.
Is that anyway a Sopranos thing?
That's hilarious. So yes, it is.
Then you're my new favorite.
It's hilarious.
I'm cheering for Furio at Planet Pro Wrestling. We have arrived May 11th, $20 general admission seats at the American Legion, 9 Houghton Street in Webster, up off of School Street. Come on down to Doc Stop and scan the QR code and buy your tickets ahead of time.
Be there. Thanks, Doc. I appreciate it.